Alright, so we got a little lesson going on here. And I know I like to cover all bases if I feel that, the string shapes are giving somebody trouble. And that's, majorly because we look at this once again, and what you want to know is start looking at these diagrams as your little cheat sheet. But you're going to have to fit that 2, 3, 4 in here, and between 2 and 3 is going to be an accidental. So it's like on the piano, there's a black note there. Okay, so that's shape fitting, but you're just thinking 2, 3, 4 of the scale that you're playing. Doesn't matter where you started on guitar, unless it's by the fret. Now you want to be at least up on the first fret for the short patterns here, or here where the F is, where yours is. So here's where E is. You want to at least start on the F, so then you can do like an E shape. Okay. So that's what it's about, knowing we're going to be looking at these little string shapes here and remembering these numbers. Okay, that's part of it. That's part of it. And then we have the dead of night. The dead of night. Where are we? Okay, we are not where we need to be. Alright, I know what we got to do here. We got to go back one chart. Alright, so here we are, once again, chart 247. Okay, and what does it say? Pentatonic and tritonic major modal scale substitutions. Alright, let's look at a substitution. Now, the C box has some gaudiness in it, but we might have to look at that. So way up here, first of all, once again, our friend the diatonic string shapes are here. So the C is 3, 4, 5. There it is, 3, 4, 5. On top of that, G, 6, 7 root. Okay. Right there. So there's our 6, 7 root. And then we go to the D. So it just circles around again to the D for the 2, 3, 4, the 5, 6. But the 7 root 2 is brought over for us by the tuning difference. And then 3, 4, 5 on the top. The thing to remember is C cross E cross G. What is that? Alright, now maybe we can use Mr. Capo here. So this is where your guitar is. So C, and then the fourth is going to be E shape. So that 4 is added but this is going to be a pentatonic or tritonic E shape added to the root key of C. Why? Because first of all, if we start a regular Ionian scale from the F, it's going to want to go to the B flat. So we're going to start a Lydian scale from the F, the Lydian fourth. And I'm crossing my hand over. I know I shouldn't do that. So here's our E shaped F, and the fifth is going to be G shaped. Notice we don't have the seventh of the G, okay, which would be the F sharp there. We don't have that F sharp. We just have the G there, the G string. And there's a way to avoid having to look at. So we look at that 7, we look at that root 4, 6. Root 4, 6 is a second inversion F. And also 5, 7, 2 is a root. 5, 7, 2 is a root G chord. And we want to have a way to say that we don't have to play those notes out of the string shapes. How am I going to remember 5? Where am I going to find the 7? How am I going to remember the 2? You can do it that way. You can do it that way. You can say, oh, now I have everything. There it is. I got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I have everything now. I can play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony because I know the note, because I can do this. That's it. And then this. Anyway, but seriously, I have a way to do this to make it easy. So all you have to know is these string shapes. Nothing else. You're not going to be choosing too many strange notes out of here. D is always going to be 2, 3. No matter what, we're going to either do 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, that kind of thing. But it's only going to be from those 3 notes with the substitution method. Okay, so this shows you how to do that by shapes. And like I say, the G is 5, 7, 2. 2 is the D string. D is the second of C. And the E would be the E-shaped F is root 4, 6. Okay, right here. You go from the G string up to the A there. There's a better way to remember this thing. So let's look at it. This is now we've got a modal scale here. Okay, so right here, we'll look at it a little bit at a time. We've got a modal scale, so we've got C, D minor, E minor, F. But remember that F is going to be an E-shaped F. So here's C, here's D minor, here's E minor. This is all in the C cage, and our F we're going to bar for an E-shaped F. So E minor shaped, E minor, E-shaped F. Then we got G and A minor, and then we have the half diminished chord. Okay, so from the C shape, it's going to be like 3, 4, and then 6, 7, then 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6. Okay, we've got the 6, just the 6. So it's 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 7, 2, and then 3, 4. Okay, I can't play a chord out of that. I just gave you the arpeggio starting from C. See, we started from C and went up and looped around again to the 7, 2. Don't worry about this now. We're just going to worry about the substitution we're going to do. Now, don't worry about the minors yet. We're going to do the major substitution here. So on that F, on the F, we went to the E shape. So we're going to substitute an E shape fourth from it. So we're going to go string by string. The string shape of the C here is going to become the string shape of the E because the diminished fourth of C is E. Okay, so in our little circles, that we have, let's say over here, our circles that we have over here, the diminished fourth of C goes to E like that. Okay, so we're going to go C to E there, string shape substitution. And each one of these individual string shapes would, follow over with it if we do an entire E shape there. So what happens is, on the E shape, if we could barely see it here. Try to get it one more bigger, one more bigger, one more bigger, one more. Always want one more bigger, right? Right here. So we're going to be looking at this right here. Okay, we're going to make it a little thicker. Here it is. Here's the substitution. Here's the E-shaped fourth. Okay, where see the little E's right here? Now you don't see any G's there because this is just the fourth. So this is right here, this fourth right here. Okay, it's going to be the Lydian fourth. If you played it scalular from the 4. C shape is going to go to E shape, but only E pentatonic, not E diatonic. So notice I've blackened the 7s and the 4s. Don't play that. We're just going to play the yellows and the whites here. Okay, so the difference is, instead of just playing a pentatonic scale here in F, it go. Alright, I already know how to do that, but we want to pay attention to the string shapes that we were using when we did it, the substitution.